Um, I've just read a book about psychology. The 5 wounds which prevent one from being oneself. Rejection, humiliation, injustice, betrayal, and to be abandoned. And I have realized, I'm in the process of realizing over the past few days that I probably got deceived by what the writings of Hegel call the negative. Because I don't know what the negative is, I have thought out of personal experience that it was my my body, basically my empirical self, as I call this, my singular self. And I still do believe this, but over the past couple of weeks, when I talk to people, I don't do this any longer, or not consciously, but when I talk to people with my system, I receive only negative negativity. I'm talking to myself here, but yeah, I'm talking to others as well, because everything that people love about life or existence is what I have called the devil or Satan or whatever, and everything that they hate is what I call God. So I got deceived by Christian mythology. I'm a Christian, for better and for worse, but I have been, in a sense, I am partly a puritanical, fanatical Christian. I don't know if I will post the video. I will, out of a sense of moral duty, but I am in the process of I have invested everything in Hegel. Not Hegel is the opposite of himself. No, in the I'm sinking into insanity, partly because I am just expressing to the camera that I will publish the video, but what I've been reading today, and I suffer from most of these wounds, but the standards of Hegel, the writings of Hegel, the more I recover my mind, I guess, and I do every hour, every waking hour, whenever, whatever kind of information I incorporate, not in my system, but simply in my experience, whether these are partly conversations that I have, experiences in daily life, or I do not read many books, but when I read parts of books or the daily news or videos, I am, in a way, I am being tormented psychologically by myself, and the substance which torments me knows this, although it's not conscious, but I experience torment, which is kind of joyful. That's what I thought, because at this point it strengthens me, let us say. Yeah, that's the good aspect. Because here I'm not in a mood to laugh, but I have realized recently that the entirety of my extremely complex system, which, from my perspective, if I'm honest, it's here, this is the insanity, because I remember posting documents of which I was really embarrassed because of the lack of intellectual rigor and systematicity. But these documents, they are way too complex for most people. So there has been a misunderstanding, because I thought people do not watch my videos because they are not rigorous enough. But actually it's way too complex. And I got tangled up or into complexity. I've just read a book about psychology and they explain a lot. And I know now that God hears me when I speak, but he answers variously through signs, but reality is way too complex, and I've understood that I have to let go. So I have to renounce everything that I have believed in for the past 4 years. I will not give up on Hegel. I can't, in a way, I guess. But no, seriously. what I have understood, or what I'm in a process of understanding, is that what I call God wanted to be me. That's how I interpret this. Be yourself, accept yourself, whatever. And I, as an empirical individual, I kind of hate me in comparison with most standards of others, and especially the view that I had of God. And I have kept trying not to become God consciously, but to be on the level of Hegel. And now I'm in the process of understanding that there has been a misunderstanding. I have held the belief, which I still do, that I have to get rid of myself, not by making a suicide attempt or whatever, because I don't want to and it wouldn't work anyway. But the story that I told myself, I have to confess I am the negative, the root of all evil, which I have done several times, and humiliate myself, laugh at myself, to take the blame for all, not all, but most of the negativity. I laugh at myself. And now I've understood, okay, it doesn't work, so I have to exteriorize my negativity so that people will throw it back at me. And that's the comfort that I find when people hate me, is that I say, but yeah, that's what I wanted, because I just wanted you to acknowledge that I am the negative, so that you can put the blame on me. And it makes me feel alive, in the sense that now that people are starting to hate me, at least I acknowledge that, they acknowledge that I exist in a way. This is kind of pathetic, but I just consciously, I just wanted to confess I am the root of all evil, please get rid of me so that you can be free. And free of freedom, not free of 1, 2, 3. Because the worldview that I have built and the reality of the world, they are so disconnected in some aspects. Like, I have believed that my existence was not only evil, but an embarrassment for God. And existence is the human self, that which comes out of the ground, the Grund. I have believed that having emotions was a sin, that enjoying whatever enjoyable things was a sin, that life was a sin, because this is when I, in my apocalyptic mood, I say, oh, everything is a sin. This is when I get deceived by Christian mythology, bad Christian mythology. But at least now I already understood the Christians, why they are so. Because the most ludicrously complex metaphysical system can partly be explained, at least subjectively, in a psychology book. Will I post the video? Did I say that I would? I haven't said anything interesting. But all my psychological characteristics they are in this book. I don't know if I will have to judge humans consciously, like, but honestly, if I have to, I don't care about most of what people do, in a sense that that's the purpose, is that humans should judge me, in the sense that the people who say, oh, I was an alcoholic, or I cheated on my wife, or I was a crony capitalist, whatever. I just don't care completely, in a sense that the kind of questions that I've been asking myself, reading a book for 20 minutes, I thought this to be a sin, to be a crime against others. But no, I do not spend my days reading, but I'm in a positive nihilism, because every attempt that I have implemented to try to consciously do good with a plan and rigor, it's self-defeating, because whatever. So the good thing about being constantly taught, because here I know I'm in a process by reading a common sense book about psychology. In the past few days, I've realized that I thought, no, I will not say. I understand why I hurt people, although I am trying to save them from myself, from my existence, in a way. And they say indirectly, by being negative against me, what they mean is that you hurt us. And I haven't the opportunity to say it, but that's precisely what I've been trying to tell you. You have to get rid of me because I'm the cause of all suffering. But by trying to be honest, it produces the opposite effect. Because the kind of things that I have believed over the past few years, and especially the past 7 months, but I will laugh, but the kind of questions that I've asked myself several times is anyone interested in God other than myself? And I have completely misunderstood. In a way, I will not pause the video. I will go to sleep because this video I haven't said anything. If I said I will pause the video, I will do it, but not immediately because. But the idea that God might be interested in me, is still completely ludicrous. Because here I have a view of God, and there is the objective world, what I call the substance, which talks to me variously through various means, and I am being tormented constantly. That's here. That's the super intelligent God that I do not understand because he controls the objective world and the interaction with my mind. But I will laugh because I suffer even more because I have invested all my talent in terms of intellect and in the system or in the logic of Hegel, in understanding the logic, and I've realized that it just in a psychology book about humans will hate me because I live in a completely the good news is that everyone is forgiven because I understand that people do not understand God. I will go to sleep here because but the book says you gotta be yourself. That's the joyful self, not joyful, but the real self. Just be yourself. But I have thought that being myself, in a way, that's not how I formulated it. It was kind of evil because. I will go to sleep. I just suffer psychologically. I mean, no, but I suffer psychologically. I I said already a few days ago, last week, I don't know, that on an intellectual level I have given up the struggle, because here God, I don't really know what God is at this process of cognition or whatever, but I was in a good mood, and but the idea that I have to be driven by my moods is that's my negative self. But everything that I have associated with being good, in the sense of rigorous, serious, and this is called negative. This is what Hegel calls negative, as I understand this, whereas I thought it was... Why didn't... No, I will not start blaming God, but... Oh, this video... I will not post this video because there's nothing. Maybe I will. I don't know. If I said I will, but not immediately. I will. Am I contradicting myself? Am I violating my ethical principles? This is the kind of insanity that, yeah. The insanity makes me feel alive. No, that's a joke. But I intend now. I have... Here I suffer, really, because if I could be an observer, I would be a great teacher of many things. I could make lectures. If I could slow down the process, I could make lectures on any topic, and this would be amazing and fun. But I find myself in a situation where there are problems pretty much everywhere, but it's a reflection of my inner torment, I guess. And I try to work on the outside, but now do I have to look within and try to solve my inner torment? That's what I've been doing, partly. And now I understand a lot, and I will not play the victim card, but I was... whatever. I will not... I will go to sleep for a few hours.